Hey everybody, welcome back to Backlog Banter. I'm your boy Abram, joined as usual by Tucker Tails Hazel, and we're here today to talk about the second trailer for Sonic Frontiers because God damn it, Sega certainly has a marketing plan for this game. So we're gonna do exactly what we did last time and watch this trailer, then talk about it for a couple minutes after. But before we do, if you want to talk to us about Sonic Frontiers, be sure to join our Discord. Link as usual, top of the description, really down there. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, and most importantly, because I think this does more for engagement than we realize, leave a comment.
Yeah.
And don't talk to me about Sonic Frontiers. Talk to me about that fucking awesome Sonic Origins like animated trailer that came out
Oh
this
yeah,
morning.
yeah. Pretty
Looks
cool. Pretty cool.
looks wicked cool.
Looks
Tucker,
rad.
I'd like to give a quick shout out to BLB's intern Abby for
Yeah.
sending me the link to
Yeah. Unfortunately.
this trailer. I'd have no other way to find it
Nope.
otherwise. So, Tucker,
Let's watch the
in
video.
in 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, look at him standing there. Do a little bit of
IGN
movement, buddy
First
pal.
continues on with yet another look at Sonic Frontiers gameplay. This time focusing on combat. Sonic is up against an all-new
I don't
set
know
of
whose
baddies,
voice this
some
is.
of which are
They're very excited,
massive
though.
bosses we've ever seen in a Sonic game.
Can you imagine if?
Fortunately, Sonic's
How do you
got some
think?
new tricks up his
How do you think
sleeve.
Sega would
Be sure to
feel
stick
if
with
this IGN person
all
just
throughout
wasn't
June because
excited?
we've got a full hands-on preview and interviews
What-
from the
Do
developers
you think they
in
might make them
store.
change
For now,
that?
though, enjoy the combat
Well,
of Sonic Frontiers.
I think it would, if they were not excited, it would not nicely match the tenor of that first trailer, you know. But maybe this can be an upbeat trailer. Who
That's a
knows?
good point. Him standing on top of that tower I mean, I know this is obviously Sonic of the Wild, but like, you do that in Breath of the Wild. That's kind of the Breath of the Wild thing.
Frankly, Tucker, I think the music is what's most Breath of the Wild.
Sure, and least
You know what I mean?
Sonic.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So here we're seeing, because we saw from that like initial teaser that you can like
What the
fucking
fuck?
draw shapes in the ground, but this is not that. This is just like Sonic homing combat.
Yeah. So, I can't. Why
I
does
don't
the camera
really-
cut like that?
I don't
Okay,
really
is he
know.
making progress? 'Cause it seems like this thing just keeps. Or I guess.
Okay, well he
Oh,
defeated it.
So
I mean, it looks cinematic, but the problem with action like that is that you need to make cinematic action that doesn't break the pace of gameplay. You know what I mean? And it feels like some of those crazy fucking camera cut animations would break the pace.
and I can't really tell. Yeah, well, that's probably some super or something, but I can't really tell what you're actually doing, except for maybe just like pressing the homing button, which is what you do for combat in Sonic games. Oh,
Well-
it's a T-posing seagull. There he goes.
The-
But like,
yeah.
It,
I think
it's
you're
either you attack it and you attack it at the wrong time, so you lose coins, or you attack at the right time and you do a shitload of damage.
Well, we just saw the little fucking
Circle
Pokemon
deal.
Rangers move
Yeah.
here, which I think this trailer, probably even more than the other one, is going to be hurt by lack of a UI, because like, is there a combo meter that
Sure.
is here? Is there like an enemy health meter, or is it just supposed to be contextual, you know, based on what's going on? But
And so, are rings... I wonder if they're like the exact same as they are in normal Sonic games. Like,
I would-
100 gets you a 1-up. Are there lives? I doubt it.
yeah,
If you have 0,
yeah.
do you die?
I would imagine that they serve a similar, albeit slightly different function, because now there's all these other currencies to collect. You know, like we saw those purple coins last
Sure,
time and
that's
everything.
a good point.
Now, this enemy here just did something interesting. They attacked Sonic. The first two enemies we were watching just kind of fucking hung around there. Like, there is not much enemy AI.
No,
You know-
yeah. Also, he's fought 2 of the same enemy twice.
Right, and it invites the same question I had before. Like, is this what the game is? Or is this really more so for the purposes of demonstration?
Sure.
These water physics are nice, by the way.
Yeah, they're nice. This isn't the water physics trailer though.
It's alright, that's coming next week.
Yeah. Honestly though, I wonder what all they're gonna have. Like, how are they gonna pull this out for an entire month? Like, we've gotten traversal and combat, story.
Story, dev interviews, they said they're
Sure.
gonna do dev
Oh,
interviews.
okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Stuff like that. Who knows?
Why
But-
did he lose momentum so quickly? Oh,
I don't.
What are these little
Okay,
characters?
okay. Here's some guys doing
Yeah.
some things back to Sonic. But I will say, Tucker, these give me big like No More Heroes 3 temp energy vibes.
The enemies?
Yeah, like at the end of No More Heroes Travis Strikes Again, for literally like 3 seconds you play No More Heroes 3 and you fight like a wireframe dummy enemy.
Mm-hmm.
And these have about the same level of design inspiration, I think. Like,
Not.
right.
Yeah. Okay, and
Like Sonic,
here's the same guys again.
like Sonic has such amazing enemies. I love fucking Robotnik's little troopers, but these are not that.
No.
I do like there though, like the draw the guys, throw them into the air, and home
Yeah,
attack onto them.
that's cool.
That was slick.
I am curious how many moves you're gonna have.
Yes,
Because obviously he's used a number of them here. Oh, is this an enemy? Oh, it is.
this is pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, that.
Hey, well, that's probably what it's gonna be like when I play the game.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like you don't want that in your trailer, but also it is very accurate.
I will say that this looks more engaging than fighting.
Yeah,
this regular
absolutely
enemies.
does.
Because
Certain
it's
places you have to hit.
combining the traversal with the combat, you know,
Yeah.
having to find your way up these hot rods,
What? Oh,
or not, you know. That
what? Was that? That was a weird cut.
the-
Oh,
this-
you can Pokemon Ranger this guy too.
I will say that these trailers are confusingly assembled, but I like
Yeah.
that. Lift up the foot, not whack that guy. Although
Okay.
the Rangers thing seems to only be lift things up. I wonder. You made the point about maybe you can draw different shapes to do different things, and I hope
doubt
that's
it.
the case.
I sincerely doubt it. Honestly, like maybe for
This-
puzzles.
Yeah. I mean,
But-
at this point, you're probably right.
But I think for combat, and I'm really tired of seeing that same T-posing seagull go by. Look at him.
I will say, and I think it was Lonely Goomba who said this, and I think it's a fair point. Like, seagulls don't flap their wings when they fly
Yeah,
in real life, but also it's like
they tilt a little bit.
But it's like, what if you had more than one seagull that kind of, you know, was floating around the map?
Yeah, or more than one kind of bird, because
Right.
it is obviously the exact same seagull model. That's like that's
What
the
about
thing.
what about a heron?
Well, also I think the thing about the seagull and why it's so obvious that it's T-posing is that you can see it following its AI path.
Sure,
Like-
that's a good point.
Like you,
Again, there's arbitration to this art direction, but I like the idea of having to navigate between
Yeah.
these colored things. But again, it's like, oh, that's the end of the trailer.
Yep.
Oh, okay. It's like you couldn't have given us a little
This
bit
guy
more.
explode.
Okay,
Okay.
that's another Sonic Forces. Sorry, Frontiers trailer down. Tucker, thoughts?
Yeah. Not much. I honestly, that's exactly what I expected it to be.
Yeah.
I think that I was simultaneously underwhelmed by the majority of the simple enemy combat, but also perfectly whelmed and seemed I was kind of excited by the large enemies. But I
Right.
can't tell if that's going to be something that'll be frequently scattered throughout the world, if that's relegated for boss battles, if this one is a boss, but they're just showing it off in the environment for test purposes, to not spoil anything or show
Yeah.
environments that are more crazy on later in the game. But I don't know. I it doesn't seem as kinetic as maybe I would want it to be, but also I don't really know what else they could have done, because it's not like Sonic has a variety of weapons that allow him combat variety. He just uses push himself into things at high speed.
Yeah, I think it just goes back to the fact that this was an awful way to roll out the information about the game. Because if it went the other way, if it was here's the trailer and you can see these things in context, and then we see them in the particulars here, I would feel better about it. But I'm not necessarily as concerned about like how many moves Sonic has or like what
Sure.
the main method of combat is going to be, as much as I'm like, why am I fighting people?
Yeah.
Who am I fighting? Are these actually the guys I'm fighting? Is there a combo meter?
Yeah.
Like, why would I fight an enemy opposed to just running past them?
You get
you
little
know?
blue crystals.
But like, what are the
One of the like 6 fucking currencies we've seen so far.
I mean, Sega has been around for so long. You know what I mean? Like, they know how to market a game, and that's not how you do it. I I don't understand why this is the way that information is being shut off, and I think it is more obvious here than it was with the last trailer, because it's like, at least in the last one, movement, we can at least just watch Sonic moving around and get a feel for like locomotion, and that's okay. But what am I supposed to get a feel for here? Like, I'm fighting what feel like Unreal Engine 4 like dummy models.
Default enemies, yeah.
For what purpose?
Mm-hmm.
And so ultimately, I don't feel any way about this trailer.
Yeah, I think the reason that I was talking about variety a little bit
Yeah,
is it didn't seem like Sonic had much up his non-existent sleeves, which
sure.
might end up having combat feel really repetitive. If you are just okay, the enemy is not attacking, I'm going to use my homing attack, or
Yeah.
you're using the Pokemon Ranger thing. Uh, if that's the extent of the combat, other than some supers and like maybe other attack or two, but that is also somewhat related to a homing attack. Like I feel like there isn't there has to be quote unquote more in terms of strategy and how you're approaching different combat scenarios, but it seemed to be just timing and homing attacks. And I just feel like once you've seen three or four different kinds of enemies, I don't know how engaging that's going to be in terms of combat.
Yeah, well, the thing about it is, again, it goes back to what function does it serve? Because ultimately, when I'm playing Sonic Generations, right, for instance, defeating enemies outside of bosses, which are different, defeating
Mm-hmm.
enemies is just a way to maintain momentum, is a way to get through the stage, right?
Sure.
But if this is a so in that instance, enemies might look different, but ultimately it's just home attack and they're dead.
Yeah.
But that
Yes,
lack of
and that's
yeah,
one thing that I think is interesting about this is
right,
when you're thinking about the pacing of other games, the
yeah,
combat matches that where you're excited to get to combat because that's the meat of the gameplay. The meat of the
yeah,
gameplay here isn't the combat, it's the
right.
traversal, it's the speed, it's the sense of flow, but these enemies seem to have a lot of health. So it's not like you just
Good point.
bounce on them once like a Goomba in Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah,
You have to hit them with the same attack as they do the same animation three or four times, and it's a you slow down for 90 seconds, and I feel like that kind of takes me out of what I believe will be the most engaging part of this, which is just dicking around the world, jumping onto a grind rail, trying to find a little booster, things like that. I don't know how much I'm going to care about combat if it feels like I'm being jarred out of the actual momentum of the gameplay.
yeah, because the momentum of the gameplay, I think, is exactly right. Because again, Sonic Generations, it facilitates you moving through the stage.
Yes,
What does
exactly.
combat facilitate here? Nothing. Because as you're saying, you got to stop, you got to plant your feet, and you got to fight somebody.
Yeah.
And it is. This is not a fair comparison because these games are way fucking more interesting visually when you're fighting, but it almost feels like it's trying to be more of like a Devil May Cry or
That's
a
exactly.
Bayonetta.
Yes.
But why? And
Yeah.
and and again, I don't think it looks bad. I don't
No.
think either of the trailers look bad. They look unfinished, certainly.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's like if we had seen a 3-minute trailer that had the UI over it, that let me know the meters, the combo systems, everything layered on top of this. We understood the framework of the game better. Then, if you want to take 6 minutes to just watch Sonic's animations and everything play out, fine. But removed from all that context, it makes the game look a lot worse than I think it probably is, and a lot
Yeah.
more confusing.
Yeah, and I think all of this is also related to the fact that it is just the piano music and random cuts, and there's no real sense of
Right.
progression except for the fact that he's fighting smaller enemies and then he fights the bigger enemy. Like, I wish there was a dev talking over this or someone from IGN talking over this and saying this is Sonic's basic attack. When enemies are not flashing red, attack them with your homing attack. This little Pokemon Ranger style thing is the zap attack. You can use this to bring enemies together, to send them up in the air, to set up combos, and then of course we would want them to say, hey, this feeds into a combo meter. And of course, when you
Right.
defeat an enemy, you're getting these gems, which we'll get to later. Stay tuned for next week. Like I just wish there was more engagement with this.
Right.
It's like this feels like it is missing the element of discussion, of engagement that you would
Yeah.
see out of other gameplay trail, because you get uncut gameplay from a lot of places, but you usually have someone explaining what the uncut gameplay, why they're showing you this segment of the uncut gameplay. It just feels like, hey, record footage of the game, maybe not, don't even play it that well, like, slip off the guy, fuck around a
Right.
little bit, and we're gonna show it to them because people are excited for Sonic. But
Uh,
like,
I mean, the situation is like, I don't even know if this isn't uncut gameplay. Because when somebody shows you a 10-minute gameplay demo of the
mhm,
game running, they don't fucking remove the entire UI and
yeah,
randomly cut shit out of the experience. Like that doesn't make any sense. It like this can't just be direct from a fucking Elgato
no,
because it
of
doesn't
course,
have any of this stuff over it. So what I'm saying is this to me doesn't feel like fucking Sam Claiborne and IGN stepping into a capture booth to play
mhm,
the game for 10 minutes.
no,
It feels like this is footage that was sent from Sonic Team
yes, it
to
was,
be
most
showed, which
certainly,
makes it even more confusing. Like, because I know some people online were trying to chalk this up to like, oh, IGN's making the game look bad. IGN clearly had no handle in how
No.
this footage was assembled.
No, I
And
think
if you
I think
think
the
that's true,
only thing
you're
they
wrong.
have is they put the intro animation on it,
Yeah.
and whoever's voice that is like, hey, thanks for tuning back in, and then they're like, clip it and ship it, export it in Premiere in 7 minutes, and we'll upload it tomorrow. It's like,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah, this is not IGN's fault, I'm sure. Because here's the thing: if it was a couch of four guys in one of their nice IGN recording studios,
Yeah.
and they had their gameplay behind them, or it was intercutting between them and gameplay, and they were talking about impressions or
Hmm.
explaining mechanics, it would be great.
Yes, I would love
People,
to watch that. I would not react to it though.
sure, that's fair, but people saying that this is IGN's fault just have no clue how this stuff works,
No,
and so it comes back to the same point of I have no clue why Sega is doing this.
no.
It's that simple.
And I
No
think
clue.
we're two trailers in. We saw the combat, we saw the traversal. I'd be interested to see if eventually, maybe nearing the end of the month, they put out all these different videos. Where of course this is speculation. I hope that we get something that is 10 minutes of uncut gameplay, and it does not show those cuts. And so when you do defeat an enemy, the UI shows up. It's like you collected 30 little blue bits, and
Yeah.
then oh, okay, you got the 30 blue bits, and they open up the menu, and what can those be used to upgrade your speed? Can those be used to upgrade the power of your attack? Like, what are the blue bits called? Where am I leading towards? Like, there are certainly elements of this that I think because it is, you're right, not uncut gameplay, that I'm just like, I can't tell. I can't tell. I can't tell if I'm gonna like this or not, because it doesn't feel like I know what the game is, even though they're trying to show us so much of it.
Tucker, I think we're in too deep. I think we have to react to every Sonic Frontiers
I
trailer.
think we do. I think we do. I think it's gonna be the BLB's premier gaming series over the
I
next
think
month.
so, and I'm being dead serious about this. I think we have to do it at this point.
We'll see you guys early next week, probably.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Backlog Banter. I'm your boy Abram, joined as usual by Tuckle.
Roll it back.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Backlog Banter. I'm your boy Abram, joined as usual by Tuckle.
Are you serious? Is that real?
Yes, hold on. Third time's the try. Third time's the third try, as I like to say.
That's
Here
a
we
great
go.
point.
You're freaking me out. You're freaking me out.